Welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's video I'm doing a series I have done on the channel a couple of years ago. Did a couple episodes on it, but going to properly start this summer now, going into the whole season. I'm going to call it the League 2 Roundup. It will consist of general news at League 2 clubs, transfers that have been confirmed in the last week, and upcoming transfer rumours in terms of transfers and departures out of clubs. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this, and a quick shout out to fellow League 2 content creator SHD. I watched his video and I thought it was a really good watch, so make sure to go and subscribe to his channel. Produce some really good League 2 and Bradford content on there. Let's get into the video. We're going to start off with manager departures now. There's been a couple that have departed their respected clubs. So let's start off with Darrell Clarke departing Cheltenham Town to join League 1 side Barnsley. I couldn't see Darrell Clarke staying on, or in fact he weren't going to sign a new contract, and a compensation deal has been agreed between the two sides, and Darrell Clarke has moved up to the Yorkshire outfit. It's a good move for Darrell Clarke, in his personal career. Like he said on his interview, he's worked on low budgets to get teams out of League 2. He said, personally, now it's time to get a team out of League 1. And I think he's a solid manager, and I think personality-wise, he'll suit the Barnsley fans. He wears his heart in his sleeve, and he plays some good attacking football at times. He's had a decent career as a manager. Got back-to-back promotions with Bristol Rovers, won a promotion through the playoffs with Port Vale, and he nearly kept Cheltenham up, out of all the odds really last season. Didn't quite do it at Walsall, but I didn't think he was backed really at his time at Walsall, and I can understand why he left in the end. But it's a massive blow for Cheltenham, and they look like in a real mess at the moment. They've also lost their club captain Sean Long and their top goal scorer Liam Morecambe to fellow rivals Forest Green in the National League. So it's been a really bad week for Cheltenham off the field really. But I think the front runner for the job at the moment is Michael Flynn, obviously ex-Walsall manager, Swindon, Newport, and I think that'd be a solid appointment. The way Cheltenham are going at the moment, they're going to be lower half of League 2, so it'd be a steady appointment for Cheltenham. You wouldn't put them in too much of a mess, I'd think. I think that'd be a decent appointment if that was to be announced with experience. The other manager departure was at Barrow. Pete Wild was sacked on Friday. There'd been a few rumours going around that Pete Wild had a different vision to the club really. Both clubs couldn't agree with the outcome of last season, and they've decided to part ways. Real surprise what Barrow have done here. He's done an excellent job there at the Bluebirds. In the last two seasons, he's put them up for a regular playoff pushing campaign. I think the end to last season was pretty poor, but to get him into that position is outstanding. He's done a brilliant job. Pete Wild won't be out of a job for too long. I can imagine there'll be a few clubs after him. I think a club like Burton Albion in League 1 would be a good suit for him. I think he's a real good manager. He's got Barrow set up in a real good unit, really good defensively, and they're really effective going forward as well, playing some good football at times. He's done an outstanding job there, probably pushed above most fans' expectations there, and it's a real shock really. But no doubt Pete Ward will have a good career as a manager. Quickly talk about Morecambe, because this one needs to get addressed. I don't think it gets enough coverage online and in the media really, and a real state at the moment. And fair play to the directors, they released a statement with an open letter encouraging owner Jason Whittingham to sell the club, and massive credit to him because they look like they're in a real state at the moment. I saw the released and retained list. I think they've only got 2 or 3 players actually contracted to the club. They've got no manager, they've got no CEO going into next season, and it looks like a real miserable time to be a Morecambe fan. And just thought I'd like to do a little segment on it in this video because it needs to be addressing. If this doesn't get sorted, we're going to be looking at another, Macclesfield Bury on the hand really. They had points deductions last season, and things are not looking like it's going to change. So yeah, I really feel for the Morecambe fans, and I hope it gets sorted sooner rather than later. Let's get on to some confirmed transfers in this week in League Two. So starting off, I think a real good statement signing for Doncaster Rovers. Joe Sabara from Solihull Moors joins the Rovers on a free transfer. Really good bit of business from Doncaster, I think. He's a really promising player. He's had, the last 5 years at Solihull Moors, he's grown himself as a player, got the experience he's needed, and I think he's ready for a step up to the EFL. I think he's a really good, hard-working player on and off the ball, and he gives you a lot of qualities going forward. So, really impressed with that signing from Doncaster. And Wimbledon announced the signing of Matt Stevens on a free transfer from relegated Forest Green Rovers. I think if you can get the Matt Stevens that was firing in the goals in the 2020-21 season, 22, I think this is a real good signing if you can get that form back. I think when he was on loan at my side, Walsall, you could see very unfit. He couldn't get his rhythm going, and looked way off it really. But I think he scored 9 goals last season for a relegated side. I think he's showing signs that he's getting back to full fitness. And I think if they can, like I said, if they get him firing alongside Omar Bougil, I think that could be a good partnership up front. Another signing, Neil Burns signs for Bradford City on a free transfer from recent champions Stockport County. I think the show gives experience really at the back. I think it's a solid, decent signing. And it shows they've got a little bit of a connectionship now with Stockport, obviously signing Anthony Sarcevic the week before this one. So, yeah, solid addition for Bradford. Aaron Hayden has signed for Carlisle after being released from promoted side Wrexham. Obviously, he was at the club previously as well. Knows the club, knows the environment, and I think if he can stay injury free, he'll slot into the defensive unit, which has been very leaky in a side that got relegated from League One. So, like I said, if he can get back to his best, really stay injury free, I think it's a solid addition for Carlisle. As we continue for the confirmed transfers, recently relegated Port Vale announced the signing of winger Ronan Curtis on a free transfer from Wimbledon. I think this is a real good signing. I think, like I say, with a couple of these players, if you can get them up to the vein of form they have been in the peak of their careers, this is a real good signing. I question a 3-year deal at 27-28. You don't see many teams give out 3-year deals in this division at age like that, really. So, a little bit surprised on the deal length, but on the quality of the player, he has a lot of it really. He had a really good spell in his career at Portsmouth, and under a good manager like Darren Moore, I think he could excel next season and be one of the top wingers in this league. Accrington are also getting their business done pretty early this summer. They have renewed a few of the contracts who were expiring this summer, and they've added 3 new signings already. 2 this week with Michael Kelly and Tyler Walton from MK Dons and Southport respectively. I think, showing good signs really from Accrington. They're showing initiative to, get in the market early. I like the signing of Michael Kelly, and I think if this could imply what type of style Accrington could be playing next season. Comfortable with the ball at his feet, and I think he needed a fresh start at MK Dons really. There was a massive dilemma at times in the season. Who was the number one? And I think he'll come into Accrington knowing he's the number one, giving him more confidence to, display what he can show on the pitch. Tyler Walton, I don't know too much about. I don't follow too much non-league football, but he's at 25 years old, the right age and the right profile. And I think, jumping up to the EFL, there's no doubt he's going to be hungry really to, display what he can show at this division. So, yeah, could be a real good signing for Accrington, this one. Despite Pete Ward leaving the club this week, they still managed to announce a signing. Barrow. Will Stanway joins the club from Chesterfield. Had a decent campaign at Chesterfield last season, keeping 19 clean sheets for a Chesterfield side that finished 10th in the National League North. Could provide good competition for Paul Farman, this one. At a young age, at 23 years old, makes a step up to the EFL and could be a good real coup for Barrow. Going on to some more recent transfers. These, at the time of recording, happened yesterday. So, And probably the biggest one of the day, Connor Lemonhay Evans has joined MK Dons from Stockport County on a free transfer. That's another player Stockport have let go on a free, so I can imagine them in League One next season, spending a bit of money and replacing the players they've already lost. But this one, hey, it's a bit bizarre, isn't it? He's on loan at AFC Wimbledon last season, and he's joined MK Dons, and it's quite a big rivalry. But it shows he doesn't really matter really in football. I think if the money's there, unfortunately they're going to go and join the club. But I like Connor Lemonade Evans as a player. I think he's a really good winger to have. He runs at plays, gets crosses into the box, and he's quite good technically as well. So on that point, I think it's a good sign for MK Dons, but I think it's a bit bizarre. I've seen Wimbledon fans not very happy at that one. So can't imagine he's going to get a warm reception when he returns to Plough Lane next season. Another signing, Elliot Nevitt has joined Gillingham. Scored a good amount of goals last season. I think he got just short of the 20 goal mark last season. It's his most prolific goal scoring campaign in the EFL. And Crewe, got to the playoff final. He was rewarded with a new contract offer, but has decided to decline it and move down south to join the Gills. We know Gillingham have had their goal scoring issues really in the last couple of seasons, so they need Elliot Nevitt next season to hit the ground running alongside the already established strikers there, Josh Andrews. They've got to really hit the ground running next season under Mark Bonner if they really want to push for promotion. Matty Platt also made the move to another League Two side. He's left Bradford City after declining a new deal to join Notts County. I think this is not a bad move for him. I think he'll be probably their main centre back next season in the middle of a back three. He comes in there as a calm and collective presence really. He's not brilliant at distributing the ball, which is my only little worry on it. Notts County like to play expansive football, possession based football, so he might struggle in that aspect, but you can't underline doubt his defensive attributes. Gets key headers in there, key blocks in front of goal, and he was a vital part of a Bradford back three that really pushed on the last day of the season for the playoffs. So I think it'd be a little bit of a loss for Bradford, but no doubt with David Sharp as their director of football now, they'll find a good replacement. A big loss for Colchester as well. Jay Mingy has joined Stockport County, champions of League Two, and he's decided to make the step up into League One for next season. Undisclosed fee, so they will receive a fee for the 23-year-old who can play in defence and in midfield. I think he had a decent campaign last season, and obviously Stockport have identified this and seen potential in him, and he can be used in a variety of positions. Being versatile can really help, especially moving up the league. Colchester, I think it's a little bit of a loss, but one that obviously get a fee off, and they can try and reinvest this into the whole squad, and no doubt Danny Cayley will be able to attract the right profile and right mould of player to suit his system next season. On to some transfer rumours now, and the first one I'm going to start off with. Cole Stockton is, according to reports, set to sign for League Two side Salford City, currently at Burton Albion, so there'll have to be a fee required to make the signature a permanent one for Salford City, and I think this one could be a good replacement for Matt Smith for Salford. He's a physical presence. I don't think he's as good in the air as Matt Smith. I don't think there's going to be anyone in this league as good as him, a real good target man, but what he does offer you up there is a physical presence, protects the ball really well, holds it up really well, brings other players in, and I think it's a good signing. I think he had a decent spell on loan at Barrow last season, so I feel like this one is a solid addition for the Ammies. Jay Ray from Boston United has attracted interest from three League Two sides. Doncaster Rovers, Newport County and Swindon Town are all interested in making the signing a permanent one. I think out of them three, I think he's likely to go to Doncaster. I think it'd be a good move for him. Obviously, they've already announced a signing from a National League club, Joe Sabara, and I think he'd suit another club there. I think he'd suit all three of them, but I think the more likely he's probably going to go to is Doncaster. Had a good season for a Boston side that won promotion through the playoffs, and would be a smart signing for Doncaster. Stockport County are also looking to add another Colchester player to their ranks. Jaden February, they're looking to line up the move for the winger, and I think this would be another good signing for him. Even though Colchester finished in the bottom three, they have some really good high potential players, alongside Noah Chilvers as well, who will attract a lot of interest from clubs higher up in the EFL. Jaden February, I think he's, like I said, one with a lot of potential. He's very raw still, so I think no doubt under Dave Challoner he'll be coaching to a better player to make better decisions, but he can get past the player really well. I think his end product at times can lack, but he's an exciting player, and I think he'd be a good signing for Stockport and could be a real big blow for Colchester. Another player that could be leaving League 2 is Tommy Lee. Reports suggest that he has agreed a deal with a League 1 club, and I'm hearing it is Burton Albion that have agreed a deal for the 24-year-old. Some good numbers last season in terms of output: 8 goals, 5 assists in 39 games. And yeah, he had a decent season in terms of numbers, and with him being out of contract, I think he may deserve a move up to the EFL. Like I said earlier in the video, Accrington are getting their business done early. And could it be maybe they know a couple of players could be leaving alongside with Tommy Lee? Jack Nolan's out of contract as well, so maybe they are planning for these departures to make sure they are stocked up in positions. And Burton Albion, obviously, they've just announced their manager's departed, so not too sure when the timing of this signing could be announced if it is confirmed. But yeah, it wouldn't be a bad signing for Burn. So there you have it. I've gone through all the news related in League 2 from the last week. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.